If there's any one of you out there that believes jealousy is a sign of love, I beg to differ. You need to understand that jealousy is an emotional response to the fear of losing someone that is close or dear to our heart. I think as human beings, it is important that we cultivate stronger emotional bonds that can withstand the traps of jealousy. In today's video, I want to give you 5 reasons why I believe a woman should never be jealous in a relationship. Starting with the very first one, it distorts reality. Now, you may ask yourself, how does jealousy distort reality? It does so in such a way that a woman starts to see guilt, starts to see threats where there isn't one. For example, let's say as a woman, you see your man, he's talking to a woman that is reasonably attractive. And the first thought that comes to your mind is, oh, my man wants to sleep with this woman, or this woman wants to sleep with my man. Now, what you don't want to do is to immediately run with that thought and that emotional feeling that you are having and start accusing the man. You got to understand this. Your assumptions, your beliefs are based on past experiences, which, by the way, do not justify anything. The right thing to do is to meet this man, voice out your concern, and explain how his interaction or his friendliness with this other woman is making you feel. If this man values you as a partner, he will find a way to slowly withdraw from this woman or cut ties with her altogether. The second reason I believe a woman should not be jealous in a relationship is because it signals low self-image. Let me explain. Oftentimes, I have been called a man that is so proud, a man that feels so good about himself. By the way, none of these accusations are true. But I must say, I do hold myself in such a high esteem. And I think it is important that every woman out there should carry themselves with such high esteem. You see, people that are secure in themselves, people that feel good about themselves, people that have a good self-image are least likely to encourage jealousy, are least likely to become jealous. But people who have a whole lot of self-image issues, or people who have such a very poor representation of who they truly are most likely to be jealous, are most likely to engage in some self-doubt or a whole lot of pessimism. Let me put it this way. As a woman, when you are constantly chasing after this man because you're holding on to this delusion that someone is going to take him away from you, that signals a low image of yourself, and it is not a good look. So I think it's important that you spend time in developing who you are and loving yourself and setting some standards for yourself, so that way you're secure and you don't feel the need to be jealous or chase after a man. The third reason no woman should encourage jealousy into her life is because it leads to controlling behaviors. If you don't know this, let me share this with you. Men do not love to be controlled. No men love that. And sometimes women may say, well, how am I controlling you? I don't think I'm controlling you, but you are. And let me explain. You see, when you allow jealousy to creep into your heart, and you allow that jealousy to go unchecked or unmanaged, what happens is that you start limiting your man's interaction with his friends or even just acquaintances. So imagine if a man is sitting there with his friend and they are laughing and they're having a good time, you start thinking, this is jealousy. You start thinking maybe this friend is trying to give your man to another woman. Those are some of the byproducts of jealousy. Also, you want to know where he is, who he's talking to, who he was talking to at a certain time. He should report to you at every given opportunity. Sometimes you even try to FaceTime him just to see that he's where he says he is. So basically, you are controlling every aspect of his life. He's not gonna like that. Understand this, ladies. Relationships are built on the foundation of trust, not restrictions. If you're in a relationship and you doubt the man and you don't love him, you doubt the man and you don't trust him, what I would advise is exit the relationship. Don't be in a relationship with too much restrictions. It is only going to eventually lead to resentment. Another reason I believe women should not be jealous in relationship is because it damages the emotional connection. And it does this in two ways. The first way is the very fear that you have of losing your partner to another person. It is going to happen as a result of jealousy. So for example, if you are constantly, being afraid of the fact that a woman is going to snatch your man away, and as a result of that fear, you are on this man, you are controlling him, you are creating this unnecessary tension and conflict that is happening day in and day out. It is going to cause this wedge. It's going to create this wedge between the both of you where you're not even on speaking terms. It's going to create such a tension in the relationship where it is not even safe to be together. So that's the first way. The second way is that it's going to rob you of your very essence. You're not even going to recognize yourself. And if you don't recognize who you are, that is a bad thing, because you end up going on this rant that it is the man's fault. It is as a result of this relationship that you don't recognize who you are. But that is not even the scary part. The scary part is when you don't recognize yourself, you start doing things that you didn't even know you were capable of doing. I've seen in news, I've seen women stabbing their partners to death as a result of jealousy. I've seen people fighting on the street. I've seen people stalking each other. I've seen people causing a whole lot of public mess on social media because they have allowed jealousy to overtake their life to the point where they don't recognize who they are. Isn't this ironic how the very thing that we fear, the very thing that jealousy is supposed to stop, it actually, create that problem. In other words, if you are afraid that, someone's going to take your man away, but then the byproduct, the fear, your reaction, the things that you do actually cause the man to actually go away, isn't that a little bit crazy? So that is why I think no woman should engage in jealousy, because it's going to damage the emotional connection that should be taking place between you and your partner, and eventually it will rob you of your essence to the point where you don't recognize who you are. And the final point I want to share in this video is jealousy leads to the end of a relationship. No man, at least the ones I know, love to be questioned 24/7. Where are you coming from? Who are you with? Who are you talking to? What is happening? What is this? You don't love me. I think you want to sleep with this person. It is just too much. It sounds like a complaint. It can be emotionally draining. Even as a woman, this is a position you don't want to be in. You don't want to be that woman that's constantly checking and running after a man. You lose who you are. So if jealousy overtakes your relationship, what happens is that there is unending fight. There's conflict all the time, and to a certain extent there's some physical harm that is being done in addition to the emotional harm or the emotional damages that is affecting, or that is going to affect both parties. So I strongly believe that a relationship that is full of jealousy is a toxic one, is an unhealthy one, and eventually it is going to come to an end. Let me say this: if you don't trust a man, don't date him. If you're already dating him, walk out of the relationship. If you hold this strong belief that it doesn't matter what you do for men, they're always gonna cheat, don't date. Sit down, get the healing that you need. If you can find anyone, it's better to just be in your own little corner and maintain your peace of mind. But you cannot be in a relationship without trust. I know that when your trust has been broken over and over, it is difficult to trust, but somehow you've got to learn to trust. Remember, guys, jealousy is a slippery slope to self-destruction. So don't allow jealousy to overtake your life. I'm going to pause here, but I really hope I'm making sense to some of you out there. If you have any question, if you have any contribution, I would really appreciate it if you can drop that in the comment section. Also, after watching, don't forget to like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Turn on all notification and share this video. That way we can get more engagement and have this video reach out to a lot more people. Thank you guys so much. For those of you that are always coming back to watch my video and sending me encouragement, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. and we're going to continue making great relationship videos. I'll see you in the next video.